arena with me. And for our flow today, I really want to focus on, I want to keep focusing. I feel like this is not a new thing. Keep focusing on neck and shoulders, this area of our body where we carry a lot of tension and stress and strain that can translate into things like headaches, like tension headaches that don't go away. That can translate into things like clenching our jaw and grinding our teeth, or just constant constriction of our shoulders, reduced range of motion, and our ability to turn our head. And it's one of those things where, if you think about our body, it's built as this kinetic chain. Our body is really just like this lovely, incredible chain where everything is connected. And in a chain, what happens is if there's something like a dysfunction happening on either end, such as down by our feet or up around our head, that dysfunction is going to translate down the length of the rest of the chain, so everywhere else. So if we have something going on with our ankle or with our foot, it's not going to stay isolated in our ankle or our foot. Eventually, over time, we're going to start experiencing pain or dysfunction or immobility in our knee, in our hips, in our vertebrae, in our shoulders, and it kind of works both ways. So if we have something chronically going on up in our neck and in our shoulders, that's going to start translating down, into our midsection, into our spine, into our pelvis, and so on and so forth. And so everything is intricately connected. And so the good news is, even if you're watching this and you don't have like neck and shoulder stuff going on, know that by working anywhere at all in your body, you're actually doing good things for the whole of your body, because our body doesn't exist in an isolated system. So all that said, go ahead and just create a seat for yourself. I'm sitting on a blanket that I've kind of folded up a little bit. You can sit on a cushion or the floor, whatever feels comfortable. You just want to feel like you're not hunching backward, rounding your spine or arching yourself. Shouldn't be a lot of over effort here. Just kind of a natural seat with a long and lifted spine. That you can let your hands relax into your lap. You can close your eyes and right away kind of let your shoulders drop down your back, away from your ears. Let the weight of your body get just a little bit heavier in your seat. And take a breath in through your nose. Sigh it out of your mouth, let it go. Let's do that 2 more times, breathing in through your nose. Sighing it out when we're all on your own. And with that next breath, just allow your breath to simply relax into a natural flow, just its own natural state. And be particularly curious about your breath, just getting to know it brand new. That quality that your breath carries of taking in, of bringing in, of inviting in, and yet an equal measure of releasing out, of letting go. Cleansing and clearing. So perhaps today, if there's maybe something in particular that needs to be released, or that the grip could do with a little softening on, maybe you let your attention kind of linger with your out-breath for a little while. And again, not a breath that you have to force or make happen, just watching your out-breath, that natural quality of releasing, of dropping, of letting go. Trusting that your in-breath will happen all by itself, just letting your attention linger with your out-breath for a little while. No longer needing to hold it in or hold it up or hold back. As surely as your body is resting on the ground beneath you, surely as each and every out-breath occurs, and really just allowing for this gradual process of letting out whatever needs letting out. Of letting it drop down to the ground, out and away. And with it, perhaps you start to notice your shoulders melting just a little bit more down your back. Your skin starting to soften just a little further. Maybe like the whole interior and exterior of your being beginning to relax just a little bit more. You're welcome to stay with this as long as you like. If it happens that there is a particular quality or intention or way of being that you wish to call into your space, bring into your space, you might shift your attention over to your in-breath, just trusting that your out-breath will continue happening all on its own. That process of releasing out and cleansing out will in fact continue all on its own. But if you like, starting to shift your attention to the in-breath, to that natural quality of inviting in or bringing in. And perhaps along with it, any intentions, any ways of being, how you want to feel or how you want to be felt. Let it naturally flood in with every breath you take. And as you do so, perhaps a feeling of your spine getting just a little bit taller, of your crown lifting just a little higher. There's some new space beginning to form in your space. Ready to be filled. And each supporting the other at any point in time throughout this practice or throughout today, throughout tomorrow, throughout any day, knowing that each supports the other. In any given moment where you place your focus, whether it is that practice of releasing out and letting go, or the action of inviting in, that each is always happening in balance with the other. And at any given moment where we need to place our focus, just as a matter of how to come into that place of balance. If our space is feeling a little crowded and full, maybe the balance is a little bit more of the releasing, the letting go, for just a little while. If our cup is feeling empty, perhaps it's just that little shift over to the bringing in, soaking in, just as long as necessary. And we can be in this dance, in this natural ebb and flow. Bringing in and letting go. So go ahead and exhale fully, empty your breath. Take a natural new breath in, let it fill you up. And open your mouth, sigh it out, clear it out. And bring your two hands to connect together over your heart. One up. And so gently allowing your eyes to blink open, let your hands fall back down into your lap. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, drop your right ear down towards your right shoulder. And really key here that we not do the action of lifting the shoulders to meet the ears, rather with every out breath continuing to let the shoulders drop down, let gravity do what it does best. You can gently turn your chin down towards your right shoulder just a little bit to kind of get into the scalenes, the traps, the back of your neck. Keep breathing smooth and steadily. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, slowly roll your left ear over to your left shoulder. Be gentle with yourself. And once you arrive at your left shoulder, maybe a deep out breath just to invite your shoulders to drop a little deeper, letting your head get a little heavier. Sitting with that long upright spine, all the same. If you'd like, you can turn your chin down towards your left shoulder just a little, get into the back of your neck, the back sides. Deep breaths here. In and out through your nose if possible. And taking an inhale. And as you exhale, slowly roll over to your right shoulder. When you get there, take a breath in. And as you exhale, slowly roll over to your left shoulder. When you get there, take a breath in. Along your exhale, roll over to your right shoulder. When you get there, as you inhale, you might lift your chin just a wee bit. And as you exhale, rolling over to your left shoulder. When you get there, inhale, maybe just a little lift of your chin. Take a few more on your own, just smooth and steady neck rolls. And you don't need to be too rigid with your spine here. Eventually it might feel natural to invite like a little bit of a sway side to side in your rib cage. So just help accommodate the movement of your neck. Remembering that our body is completely connected. Movement doesn't happen in a vacuum. Couple more. One more each side. Big inhale when you get to your right shoulder, maybe that little lift of your chin. And as you exhale, take your time to the left side and inhale when you arrive. And then on your exhale, let your chin roll down towards your chest and then pull your spine to the wall behind you. Think cat back, belly in. As you inhale, draw your chest forward and up and go ahead and lift your chin. Think cow. And as you exhale, a seated cat, tuck your chin to your chest, round your spine back. And as you inhale, curl your chest forward, lift your chest, lift your chin, think cow. Take a few more on your own, just these seated cat-cows. You can have hands on knees or shins. It's going to create a nice little traction on your shoulder blades, scapula. Not looking to overstretch. And so if either direction, the tuck or the lift of your chin causes strain, then just shorten it a little. Start to explore, inviting the movements to occur rather from your belly, from the center of your body instead of from your chin, instead of from your head. Start to play with moving first from your midsection, from your belly button, in the middle of your spine. Take about 2 more seated cat-cows. You might even play with moving your tailbone, kind of tucking your tailbone and then rocking your pelvis forward and just noticing how that impacts your movements too. Remembering that we are an intricately linked chain. On your next exhale, go ahead and circle your ribs out to the right, back to the wall behind you, over to the left, and then as you inhale, forward. So as you exhale, circling your ribs back to the right, behind you to the left, and then forward as you inhale. So we're kind of starting to move in some like barrel roll type shapes with our spine. You can close your eyes, you can adjust your legs, but looking to get a little bit more movement in the rib cage, in the spine, moving with the breath. Hug your belly in and coordinate this movement one breath at a time. When it feels natural, reverse the direction of your rolls. Trying to create this movement from rib cage, from middle of the body. Keeping your shoulders easy. Your head naturally moving because you're moving your spine. Good. Take one more. And back to center. As you inhale, sweep right arm up and over your head. You can walk your left hand out and away from you. And draw your right sit bone down. So you want to stay grounded in your hips. You can look up, but if that causes any strain in your neck or jaw, consider looking down. And just breathe big into the side of your body. Take one more inhale. And as you exhale, bring right hand to the floor. Let your left arm sweep up and over as you breathe in. And again, left sit bone grounds. Start to pull your low belly in, so you're engaging through your core. You can look up or look down. Take an inhale. As you exhale, flow it. So your left hand will come down to the ground. As you inhale, your right arm will lift. As you exhale, transitioning to the other side, right hand roots, left arm sweeps up and over with an inhale. Do this a few times on your own, continuing to draw your low belly in. So you have core support. Keep pressing your hips, sit bones down into the ground so you have foundation. If you wanted to start coloring outside the lines, you could dip your chest forward as you transition through the side-to-side movement. And as you exhale, maybe dipping forward, stretching. And it's just something to play with. It's just going to bring a little bit more of that cat back rounding into your spine. If that feels good on your shoulder blades at the backs of your ribs, by all means, explore it. Good. One more each side. Good. Back through center. Clasp your hands out in front of your chest. Interlace your fingers. Palms face in. Pull your knuckles away from your body. Tuck your chin and pull your upper back away from your hands. So big round stretch. Belly in. Deep breaths here. Good. Flip your palms forward and lift them up and over your head. Take a big inhale. Press up into your palms. Pull down into your seat. Good. As you exhale, back to the start, palms face in, round your shoulders, tuck your chin. As you inhale, flip your palms, press them all the way up, pull into your sit bones. One more time. As you exhale, palms face in, round your upper back. And your inhale, palms forward, press it way up, stretch up. Good. As you exhale, release your hands down to the ground. Come into an all-fours position, tabletop pose. Maybe already feeling a little warmer in your shoulders. And once you're in your tabletop pose, just continue these movements. We're continuing to mobilize everything. So on the inhale, cow, you'll lift your chest. On the exhale, cat, rounding your spine, dropping your head good and heavy. Inhaling into cow, pull your heart forward. And exhaling into cat, round your spine, press through your palms. 3 more. You can play with rocking your weight forward or backward to warm up your wrists, or kind of seek that stretch in different places along your spine. Breathing in and out through your nose. Ujjayi breath. Good. Back into a neutral spine. Soften your elbows, stay buoyant in your secondary joints. Just kind of pull your ribs and belly up and in. We're going to explore moving without leading with the chin. So a lot of the times what happens when we develop like strain in our neck and shoulders is we're leading from a place that is unsupported. And so think about, again, your movements as emanating from your core and your ribs rather than from your chin or from your eyes. You're going to plant your left hand maybe a little bit more underneath your nose. And then as you inhale, start to turn your chest to the right. Your right hand's going to naturally pick up off of the floor. If you want, you can unfurl your right arm to the ceiling. Take a stretch. And now as you exhale, start with your ribs. Turn your ribs down to the floor, over to the left, and let your right arm thread through just to a hover. Good, again, from your spine. As you inhale, turn your ribs to the right, your chest to the right. Eventually you might reach up. And as you exhale, turn your ribs down to the floor, over to the left, thread your right arm through. Good, take 3 more. Moving with your breath, unfurling and opening as you inhale, and curling down and through as you exhale. Go at your own pace. You might not even look up, right? Like if it causes strain in your neck, you could look to the side. You could keep your gaze down. You might not even reach your arm all the way up if it strains your shoulder. Smooth, steady breath here. On your next exhale, thread the needle. Bring your right shoulder down to the floor, your right cheek down to the floor, and just rest. Readjust your left hand so it's underneath your left elbow. You can even claw your hand to the floor. That way you have some support and you're not collapsing or dumping onto your neck, but there's like a little bit of an action of lifting, right? The side of your right neck, kind of away from the ground. Draw your belly in, your ribs in. Breathe deeply. Just a couple more breaths here. Take 1 more. And then re-ground your left hand to the floor. On your inhale, turn your chest to the right. Unfurl. You'll take your right foot all the way to the back of your mat. So your left knee is going to still be underneath your left hip. Your right foot will go back and plant. And then you'll eventually take your right arm up and over your head. From here, take your top arm over your head and drop your head. Take that long lateral stretch. And if you like, you can throw in a few arm circles if things are feeling kind of sticky or creaky. Play with bending your elbow versus leaving your arm straight. Again, everything's connected. So if you're feeling a lot of like clickiness in your shoulder, try bending your elbow if you're feeling any pulling. Good. Let your head be heavy, relaxed. Take 1 more big inhale, top arm overhead. You might look up, turn your chest to the ceiling. And then back to your all fours, tabletop, neutral spine. Take a couple cat-cows, just kind of even it up as you inhale cow, and as you exhale cat. And making your way into that neutral spine. Here again, you might bring your right hand in a little bit more underneath your nose, just so that you have some really good support. And then on your inhale, you'll turn your chest to the left, let your left arm just kind of drag up off of the floor, and you can reach it up if you'd like to. As you exhale, turn your chest down to the floor to the right, and eventually your left arm's going to thread through that hover. Good. As you inhale, rotate spine out and up to the left, reaching up or not. And as you exhale, rotate spine down to the right. Eventually you thread through. Take 3 more, and again, you don't have to look up. You can keep your gaze to the floor or just to the side, not trying to force anything or cause any strain. Breathing in and out through your nose, your breath kind of like velvet, smooth at the back of your throat. Last one. Into your thread the needle, left shoulder to the floor, left cheek, just touch down gently. Spider tip your right fingers underneath your right elbow, just so you have some support. It's also going to help let your right shoulder kind of roll onto your back, away from your ear. So you're going to maintain that open space. Good, a couple more breaths. You might try lifting your elbow up on top of your wrist. There you go. Now you see how you can roll your shoulder back? Yeah. Good. Take one more breath. And then as you exhale, let your right palm come down, unfurl, chest to the left. As you lift your left arm, you'll take your left leg to the back of your mat. Right knee stays under hip. And reach up and overhead. Just kind of drop your head. Take some circles with your left shoulder if you'd like to. Give it a little bit of love. Keeping your elbows soft, unlocked. It's just going to actually give you a little bit more mobility, a little more access actually to your more major joints, to your shoulder girdle. When you're ready, top arm overhead. If you'd like, you can look up. You can turn your chest up to the ceiling. Take a big stretch as you breathe in. And then back to your all fours position, tabletop. Just a couple cat-cows to even it up. Breathing in through your nose along the way. Inhaling into cow. As you exhale into cat, really pushing into your palms to protract your shoulder blades. Last one. And then into downward dog as you're ready. You'll tuck your toes, lift your hips up into the air, drop your head, give it a good shake. If at any point in time being in downward dog is not feeling friendly, for any reason, you can always drop your knees to the floor and take a child's pose as well. Kind of nice way to reduce any excess strain on your shoulders if that's what you've got going on today. Either way, your head lower than your heart. Either way, let your head be heavy, let your neck be long and loose. You can shake your head a little bit, pedal out your feet. Really good. Then go ahead and walk your feet to your hands. Take a ragdoll pose. Feet nice and wide, knees soft, maybe even wider than your hips. And you'll just dangle your upper body over your legs. Your arms can be loose. You can shake them out. You can always grab opposite hand to opposite elbow and sway a little side to side. But tuck your chin. Again, seek to lengthen through the back of your neck to not have to hold anything extra up. Belly in for support, and breath continuing to flow deeply, even though you're compressed here, even though you're folded over. Even here, I notice in my own self, I still have a tendency to lift my chin. I still, even now, am working to hold my head up unnecessarily. So I have to continue reminding myself, tuck your chin, drop your head. You might find it's helpful to set your eyes, maybe not on the floor, but kind of back behind you and up the back wall. You know, sometimes that helps me too, where I look. Maybe I try to see the ceiling back behind me. And then gently release any binds that you have. Find a place at center, just to rest. And as you inhale, remember movement from your center. Start to pull your chest forward. Take a halfway lift. As you exhale, fold down your legs. Again, as you inhale from the middle of your body, start to pull your chest forward, lift halfway. As you exhale, fold over your legs. One more time, a long inhale, heart stretches forward, half lift. As you exhale, you might sigh, drop your head, bow over your legs, get heavy. And then keeping your head heavy, it's going to be the last thing that lifts. Push through your feet, start to roll your way up to stand. Once you arrive, take a shoulder roll, inhaling, shoulders up. Exhaling them down, and sweep your arms out and up. Big stretch up as you breathe in. Good, and as you exhale, fold down your legs. Bend your knees a lot, drop your head heavy. Take a halfway lift as you inhale. Bow as you exhale, head heavy again. And then press through your feet, rise up to stand. Head the last thing that lifts as you inhale, reach out and up. As you exhale, bow over your legs, pour forward. Take a halfway lift on your inhale. Hold as you exhale. Good, one more like that. Breathing in, roll up, reach out and up. Fold as you exhale, softening your knees, drop your head. Take a halfway lift here as you inhale. And this time we're going to step the left foot back into a low lunge. And something to pay attention to, so when you go to step back, maybe you try like feet hips with distance apart rather than together. And then when you step your left foot back, it's almost like you're looking just to slide it back along a track. That way when you put your knee down, your foot doesn't end up like way behind you or crisscrossed in any way. You can have your hands on blocks or the floor, but either way, you wanna lift your chest, let your shoulders stay relaxed as possible down your back. You can always do hands to right knee or thigh as well. I'm tucking my back toes because it feels less pressure on my knee, but you can play with that absolutely. But adjust your stance longer or wider, so that you feel stable enough to start to come up. Chest up, belly in, shoulders easy, even here, right? Even here. You can stay, you can just set your eyes to the horizon. Really stabilize here by squeezing your hips together, by pulling your thighs in towards each other like a scissoring action. From here, you'll reach your arms out and up. Take a big stretch up your sides, and you're gonna interlace your fingers and bring your palms right back underneath your neck, like right back, elbows wide. And give yourself a little bit of an assist here. You can rub your thumbs into your neck. You can actually get your hands underneath your occipital ridge, the base of your skull, and give just a little bit of a lift, just a tiny little bit of a lift. Create a little space. Keep lifting into the space. If you wanted to, you could lean back just a little bit, but please don't strain it. Let your breath be steady. And then close your eyes. Imagine you're resting your head in a pillow. Good, take one more. And then as you exhale, let your hands fall to the floor, straighten your front leg, half split. Bring your hands back, maybe your blocks back. Adjust what you need to adjust. Take a halfway lift, heart forward as you inhale. And then as you exhale, bow over your extended leg. You can crawl your fingers forward if you'd like to. Drop your head, shake your head, soften your shoulders a little bit. Breathe deep into the back of your body. Tuck your chin. Good. Take one more breath in. A deep breath out. When you're ready, maybe hands back to blocks. Rock yourself forward into your lunge. Lift your chest. Pull your shoulders back. Take a big inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to just step back forward into your forward fold. Nice and easy. Ragdoll pose. Top of your mat. Drop your head. Dangle. Shake your head. Sway or swing. Tuck your chin. And take your halfway lift as you breathe in, leading with your sternum, heart forward. Bow as you exhale. You could sigh if you'd like to. And then roll through your spine. All the way up to stand. Reach out and up. Take a big inhale. Fold right on down your legs as you exhale. Head heavy. Halfway lift as your breath in. Press through your feet, lengthen. Fold as you exhale. Head heavier. 2 more times as you inhale, roll up, reach out, stretch out. And then as you exhale, like a waterfall, pour forward down your legs, dangle, get heavy. Take a halfway lift as you breathe in. Bow, maybe with a sigh, drop in. One more time, roll all the way up, reach up, take a big inhale. Fold with ease over your legs, bend your knees. Take a halfway lift, deep breath here. This time you're going to step your right foot back. Remember, you might just kind of slide your right foot back. So you kind of stay hips width distance apart. Left knee over left ankle. Your hands can be on blocks as you go to lift your chest up. You can do hands to left knee. You can play with your stance longer or wider. But again, you just want to feel fairly stable, and it's always going to start from the base. And we talked about like that kinetic chain. The base of our body makes a really big difference in what we're feeling actually in our shoulders. If I feel wobbly or unsteady, it's probably going to happen that I'm going to start straining up here to support my body. And so find support from below first. Squeeze your thighs, pull your belly in. Yeah, and then when you're ready, you can reach your arms up, right? With ease in your shoulders still, ease in your jaw. Look to create space between your back teeth, even. Take an inhale, lengthen up through your sides. And then as you exhale, hands back behind your neck. Interlace your fingers. Find that little lift. So underneath your occipital ridge, kind of pull up just a little. Take a few deep breaths. You can kind of lean back as though you're resting on a pillow. The more wide you pull your elbows, the more stretch you'll feel along your chest, shoulders. Good. Take one more big inhale. And as you exhale, hands down to the floor, half split. Straighten your front leg, rock your hips back. You can take your blocks with you to any height. Heart forward as you inhale, lengthen your spine. And keep the length as you exhale and bow over your thighs. So rather than down fold, think forward. Forward with your sides, forward with your chest. You do drop your head though. Couple deep breaths. See if you can breathe big into the back of your body and the backs of your ribs. Flexing or pointing your front foot. Notice that there's a difference. It's not that one's right or wrong, but there is a difference. Take one more breath here. And then when you're ready, rock back forward into your lunge. Hands to blocks or not. But really stretch, hips down low, chest up high. Take a big inhale. And then to the top of your mat, forward fold, ragdoll pose, drop your head, dangle, sway, swing, shake it off. Good, bend your knees as much as necessary to reduce strain in your spine. Take a halfway lift as you inhale, heart forward first. Bow as you exhale, you can sigh if you need it. And then roll through your spine, soften your knees, curl up, reach out and up, take an inhale. Hands to your heart. A breath in. And a breath out. Go ahead, reach out and up, just inhale. This time as you exhale, take your arms wide, clasp your hands together at your lower back. So fingers interlace, palms come together. Start with your thumbs on your sacrum, right from here. And now pretend that these are elbows are like little bird wings, they move, right? Pull your elbows back towards each other. Already that's probably, if you pull your elbows back like they could touch, gonna give you a good stretch along the front of your chest. You can stay, work from here, or you can start to straighten your arms and pull your fist to the floor. Notice here, I'm not jutting my chin up, I'm not doing anything at all, I'm keeping my gaze neutral. Push into your feet, keep pulling your belly in. If you wanted to lift, start by lifting the sides of your body. Start by lifting your chest from there. Then you might look up, take a breath. Good, as you exhale, bend your knees, keep the bind, fold over your legs. Tuck your chin right away, look for that spot on the wall behind you, and your arms just will naturally top forward. It's not something you gotta pull on or force, right? The more you drop your head, the more that stretch is gonna happen anyway. Take a few breaths here. Pressing through your feet, hugging through your belly so you have that support. Keep squeezing elbows in towards each other, palms in, so we don't have strain in the bony parts of our shoulders. We should be feeling this in the muscle. One more breath here. As you exhale, release your arms, let them dangle for a moment, head heavy. Take a halfway lift as you inhale. And then step your left foot back again into your low lunge, right along that track, right along that center. When you're ready, lift your chest up or keep your hands on your blocks, heart up high. Good, we're gonna take a lateral bend from here. So you'll plant your right hand, probably on a block outside of your right hip. It can be close to your body, it can be further from. You're gonna sweep your left arm out and up and overhead. You can look up or you can look down and release your your neck. It's just like we did when we were seated. But now it's going to require you create more foundation by pushing into the floor, by hugging your hips and belly in, looking up, looking down. Take one more big breath. Good, and then as you exhale, other way. And so whichever side you didn't do, it's fine if you did the opposite. You're going to bring your hand to the outside of your hip, then take your other arm, reach it out and up and overhead. Kind of swing your hips in the opposite direction. Yeah, looking up or looking down, up to you. Maybe just helpful to notice if you have a pattern. If you always look up, maybe nice to just see what happens if you look down or vice versa. Okay, take one more breath. As you exhale, both arms high, reach up, take a full stretch up, big breath in. This time you're coming into down dog, so you'll plant your hands along your front foot and step back. Drop your head right away, tuck your chin, pedal it out, shake it out, do whatever you gotta do. A breath in through your nose, maybe a sigh, unhinge your jaw. As you breathe in, rock forward, shoulders over wrists. It could be a plank, or if your shoulders are really bugging you, I would encourage you to put your knees down on the floor. As you exhale, downward dog or child's pose, hips back, head low, either way. As you inhale, coming forward, plank or table, either one works. As you exhale, downward facing dog. You'll do this 3 more times. As you inhale, if you are putting your knees down, maybe lift your chest like cow. And then as you exhale, you can round your spine back to your down dog. It doesn't need to be so linear. We'll meet forward in the plank, knees up or down, heart lifted, press through the floor, take a breath in, and then as you exhale, lower all the way to the floor. Forehead down, tuck your chin, even here. Maybe windshield wiper your feet a little, side to side to side. And then walk your hands back along your sides so that your palms face down. Push your hands into the ground and push the tops of your feet down. Look to draw your tailbone towards your heels and squeeze your bum so your legs are active. From here, push into your hands and just lift your chest. Keep pulling your belly in. Notice if you lifted your chin first, maybe you start over, lift your chest. And I promise your head will lift. And then from there, keep pushing your hands into the floor, almost like you're dragging your fingers back to your toes. Good. Keep breathing big. Core ignited. Take one more inhale. And then as you exhale, lower down. Let it go. You can do the exact same thing, or you can clasp your hands like we did. Palms in. Start with your thumbs on your sacrum and just bend your elbows like they were wings in towards each other, like you're trying to get them to touch. You can stay or straighten your arms, pull your belly in, and as you inhale, lift your chest, eventually your head, eventually your chin can come forward a little bit. You can stay or you can pick up your thighs, locust pose. Either way works. Breathe big and deep. Get firm through your thighs and your glutes. Take one more inhale. And as you exhale, lower it down, pick a cheek, and rest. You can do the same thing, either one that we've just done, or this time, make little cactus arms, elbows out to 90 degrees, pull your belly in, and then from here, lift your chest, lift your arms, good, press your elbows up to the ceiling, kind of squeeze that space between your shoulder blades. We're getting stronger here. The stronger these muscles are, the less strain they're going to experience over time. Keep breathing big. Keep hugging up from the floor. Take one more big inhale. And lower it down, let it go. Press to a child's pose. Draw hips to heels. Round your spine along the way. Drop your head. Take a few deep breaths here. Maybe just rocking your hips or rocking your head. Good. As you inhale, rock forward into an all fours, or you can come past all fours into a swan. If you are coming into swan, shoulders down your back. So push into your hands, lift up your chest. Good. Downward facing dog, tuck toes, lift hips, drop head. Shake it out a little, pedal it out, sigh it out. Clear your space. Good. Keep shaking your head, keep releasing tension as you inhale, take right leg high. Bend your knees, stack your hip,
stretch in any way you like. It could be knee circles, it could be ankle circles. If you wanted to flip your dog, you can totally do that here. Do keep dropping your head though, right? Keep maybe looking for your navel, right, instead of to your toes. Right? Try to reduce that lifted chin, strained neck type thing. From wherever you are, re-straighten your right leg, square your hips, take an inhale. As you exhale, bring your knee into your chest, runner's lunge. Plant your right foot between your hands. Hands can come to blocks. Your back knee can be up or down. It is up to you today. Either way, heart forward. We don't want to be collapsed in the shoulders. We actually want shoulders back, heart forward and lifted, right? And so it's nice to frame your front foot, whether you're using blocks or whether you're on your fingers. That way we have almost like a plank stack, shoulders over wrists. You can engage your core, you can engage your legs, lots of points of connection on the floor. From here, root your left hand under your left shoulder. Any height of the block will work. Remember, back knee down also works. Let your right arm dangle wherever it is. Pull in your core, press through your feet and squeeze your thighs. Just like we did when you were in all fours, as you inhale, you're going to start to turn your chest to the right. Your right arm's naturally going to float up. You can reach it up as you like on the inhale. And then as you exhale, let your right arm come back down to the floor. As you inhale, turn your chest to the right, reach your right arm up. And as you exhale, let it come down. You can start to add a circle movement with this. As you inhale, your right arm can reach forward and up. And as you exhale, you can reach back and down. As you inhale, forward and up into your twist. And as you exhale, down and around. Take 3 more. And remember, this movement's not happening from your chin. It's not happening from your fingertips, even though your arm is moving. It's actually happening from your spine. So stay kind of loose and free in your elbow and your shoulder. 1 more. Each way. Good. We'll meet in the big twist here. Roll open, stretch up, push through your feet. Take a full inhale. Good. As you exhale, forward fold, top of your mat, step forward and dangle. Drop in, tuck your chin, shake your head. Take a halfway lift as you breathe in. Bow, let it go. Roll your way up to stand. Reach out and up. Take an inhale. Hand to hand over heart. Complete breath in. Complete breath out. Reach up, take a full breath in, lift your sides. And as you exhale, take your hands wide, clasp your palms together behind your back. And again, we want palms touching, thumbs on sacrum, just bend your elbows, pull them back towards each other. This is actually a really good hack if you're like ever somewhere and you don't have a strap and your shoulders are feeling tight. Yeah, just like thumbs on your tailbone, squeeze everything in, right? Get that opening across your chest. Pull belly in. If you'd like, you can straighten your arms. Start to lift your sides, start to lift your chest. You can look up as you breathe in. And as you exhale, keep the bind, fold over your legs. Drop your head. Maybe take gaze towards navel, lengthen through the back of your neck, unhinge your jaw. Notice if your tongue is pushed up into the roof of your mouth, wiggle it around. Couple breaths here. Notice if your palms have come apart, squeeze your palms in, right? So this is actually a stable place to be that's not going to cause strain on your wrists. Remember, strain on wrists is going to translate into strain on elbows and shoulders and neck and jaw. Everything you do matters. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, release the bind, dangle your arms for a moment, take a halfway lift as you fill your lungs, and step your right foot back into your low lunge. Hands to blocks at any height, just enough to lift your chest up. And then once you have that lift, you can come all the way up. And so, most importantly here, we're looking for like that stable base. Because if we don't feel stable, we're going to move into that space of strain and over effort. And those are the places we want to avoid. So when you're ready, you can absolutely reach up, take that full stretch up your sides. And on your exhale, let your left hand come down to your left side, probably to a block, any height outside your left hip, however far away you like. Sweep your right arm out and up and overhead. Take that lateral stretch. Kind of swing your hips away from your block. Yeah, good. Big breaths into your side, looking up or looking down. Maybe you notice that there's a difference if your palm is turned face up versus if your palm is turned face down.
Good, take one more breath. As you exhale, other side, let your right hand find your block, any height outside your right hip. Sweep your left arm out and up. So it's not a rotation, we will come into that. It's actually just like a lateral extension through the side, through the spine. Swing your hips away from your block, look up or down. Good, take an inhale. As you exhale, lift up, both arms high. You can really lean into the lunge. You can look up or back, take a big breath in. Downward facing dog. As you exhale, plant your hands, step it back, tuck your chin, shake it out a little bit. As you inhale, come forward into your plank or tabletop. Knees up or down, chest lifted. As you exhale, downward dog, press it back. As you inhale, forward plank or cow pose, either way, lifted heart, core engaged, downward dog is your exhale. 3 more times. Rolling forward on the inhale, back on the exhale. Staying really powerful in our arms and our legs, so that's going to alleviate any pressure on the shoulders or the neck, right? The more engaged we are in our core, the more we work our foundation. 2 more. We'll meet in plank, knees up or down, coming forward. Then you'll lower your body all the way down to the ground. Forehead on the floor, tuck your chin, rock your feet side to side if you need it. Here again, either hands back along your sides, palms pressing to the floor, or you can interlace your fingers. You might even do the wonky hand on top. Roll your shoulders back, hug your elbows in, and as you inhale, locust pose. Lift your chest to eventually lift your head. We don't want to jut the chin forward, that'll cause strain. So you maybe just take your gaze down a little bit, forward of your mat. Lift higher as you breathe in, and then lower to the floor, let it go. You can do that same thing, or you can come into your goalpost arms, your cactus arms, right? Elbows bent to 90. Pull your belly in, start to lift up off of the floor. Eventually your head will lift too. In your goalpost arms, press your elbows up to the ceiling. Squeeze that space between your shoulder blades. You're engaging that musculature of your back body. Take one more big breath in, and then lower down, let it go. Either of the two that we have just done, or finally, you might reach your arms forward in front of you, stretch your toes back, palms face in. As you're ready, on the inhale, lift up, locust variation. Even here, shoulders back, heart high, breath free. Take one more inhale, lower down, release it, press to your child's pose, round your spine along the way. Drop your head, stretch out through your sides. Rock your head a little if you like. And so we're doing a lot of this back body strength work because the back body musculature is responsible for our posture. And typically poor posture is also a culprit of shoulder pain, neck pain, headaches, etc. So as you inhale, rock forward into your table or swan. In swan, if you're going to do it, shoulders away from your ears. Push down into your palms, lift your chest. Downward facing dog as you exhale, hips high, head low. Shake it out a little bit. Sigh it out if you need it. On your inhale, left leg high. Bend your knees, stack and open it up. Take whatever you need. It could be knee circles, it could be a flip dog. Maybe you just drop your head, tuck your chin, try to take your gaze towards your belly button. Get that space, that length in the back of your neck. And as you inhale, re-square your hips, left leg long, kick up. Knee to nose as you exhale to runner's lunge. Left foot between your hands, hands probably on blocks, right, or fingertips. So we want to frame the front foot, get long enough and wide enough that we can get the hips low and keep the heart lifted. So you'll notice, right, that there is an absolute line from my back heel to my hips, to my shoulders, to my head, right? Straight line like an arrow. We're integrated, we're pressing into our feet, hugging in left to right. From here, root your right hand underneath your right shoulder, dangle the left arm. As you inhale, turn your chest and ribs to the left. Eventually your left arm will unfurl upward. As you exhale, just come back down, drop your chest. As you inhale, turn chest to the left, eventually left arm unfurls. Yep, and then as you exhale, it comes down. You can start adding the circles if you'd like. As you inhale, left arm comes forward and up. Then as you exhale, it reaches back and down. Still moving from your spine. As you inhale, opening up. And as you exhale, curling down. 3 more. This works with your back knee down as well. You want to stay powerful in the legs, connected through the core. Last one. Big inhale, opening it up. Take that big stretch, fingertip to finger. Forward fold at the top of your mat. Plant your hands, step forward, drop in. Shake it out a little, tuck your chin. Take a halfway lift as you breathe in. Bow forward, drop in, shake it out. Press through your feet, roll yourself all the way up to stand. Reach out and up, take an inhale. Hand to hand, over heart. Here you are. Breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, side out. Let it go. I'm going to take eagle pose. So in your eagle balance, you want to stand in like a mountain pose. And then kind of come into a chair. So you want to get buoyant, bent in your knees. From here, you'll take your right arm underneath your left arm and give yourself a hug, elbows cross. Notice if your elbows are dipped down, lift your elbows as high as you can in line with your chest and shoulders. You can stay. You can bring your forearms or palms together for even palm to palm. From here, stay low, set your eyes, and wrap your right leg on top of your left, like you're sitting fancy in a chair. It doesn't need to wrap twice, it could. You can even put your right toes on a block for more stability, okay? Hug your belly in, draw your tailbone down. And mostly here we're looking for this opening in the shoulders, so you want to keep your elbows lifted and press your palms away from your face. Long through the back of your neck, so we don't want to be looking up and jutting our chin up, right? Just neutral here. 3 more breaths, steady and clear. Ujjayi. 1 more. And then release it, step down, unwind your arms, reach them up. Hands back to your heart. Other side. So start with your knees bent, stay buoyant. Reach your arms out. Wrap left arm under right. Just give yourself a hug. Get your elbows lifted in line with your shoulders. You can stay. Bring your forearms together, palms together. Keeping your gaze to the horizon, wrap left leg on top, like you're sitting fancy in a chair. Wrap once, wrap twice, or even put your left toes on a block. Hug in your hips. Pull up your belly. Yeah, and just keep working your elbows in line with your chest, your forearms away from your face. So we have long lifted necks here. Keep breathing, 3 more. Send your breath into the back of your heart, backs of your ribs. Core engaged, 1 more. Release it, step down, reach out and up. Full breath in. Hands, to your heart. We're going to take dancer pose. So we just kind of open the back of the shoulders, now we're going to open the front of the chest. So you'll stand on your left leg, take your gaze to the horizon. Start just by reaching your left arm up alongside your ear. And as you reach, notice if your shoulder came up, remember, let your shoulders soften. Let the lift come from your side body. Flip your right palm up, reach it back behind you, and then grab the big toe side of your right foot. Once you have it, knees back together. You can stay and work from here. Just keep kicking into your foot. Your foot kicks into your hand, rather. And you might just start to tip forward a little bit, but let it be this equal action of reaching and kicking at the same time. Breath fluid. Again, not jutting our chin forward, but just gaze natural. Strong standing leg. It's okay if you fall. Take 1 more breath. And release it. Step down, windmill arms, right arm high, shoulder easy here. Lift through your side. Left palm faces up, reach back, grab the inside of your left foot, knees in, belly in. Stay and work from here. It's a lovely opening already along your chest. If you like, you can start to kick into your back hand and tip forward. Smooth, deep breaths. Try to soften your jaw, your features of your face. Take 1 more breath. And release it. Step down, reach up, fill up. Hands to your heart, center. Drop your arms, steady as she goes, mountain pose. So breath in through your nose, breathe side out. Okay, last standing balance tree pose. You'll stand on your left leg.
So start to shift your weight into your left leg, let your right foot come in. It could be on the floor, right? It could be toes to the floor. It could be on your shin. It could be on your thigh, right? Press in left to right and front to back. Hands to your heart when you're ready. And just gaze steady, breath steady. From here, go ahead and interlace your fingers. And once again, take them back behind your head, just like we did at the start, elbows wide. Give yourself that little adjustment. Start to lift the base of your skull. Crown high, right? You just grew another inch. From there, you might start to look up. You might start to lean back a little bit. Good, smooth deep breaths. Take one more. Oh, and then gently release it, let it go. Drop your arms, shake it out a little bit. Last side, other side. Here we go. Stand on your right leg. Bring your left foot in to your shin or to your thigh. Hands start at your heart. Good. Core ignited. Breath steady. All right. Interlace your fingers. Bring them back behind your neck. Elbows wide. Give yourself that little traction on your spine. Lift the base of your skull. Elbows wide. You can stay right here and just enjoy the stretch. If you like, you can start to look up and back. Keep extending to the back of your neck. Good. One more breath. Oh, and gently release it. Drop your arms. Let it go. Roll your shoulders to your ears. Take an inhale. Drop them down. Sigh it out. As you inhale, reach out and up. Bow over your legs. Drop in. Go ahead, take a halfway lift as you inhale. And step back into all fours, tabletop pose. Cow pose, gonna be your inhale, chest up. Cat pose, maybe even spider tip your fingers, round your spine. Two more. Last one, big inhale, cow. Oh, exhale, cat. All right, from here, go ahead and lower all the way down onto your tummy. Come into a Sphinx pose. Forearms out in front of you, chest lifted, legs extended. Plant your forearms firmly to the floor, palms down. And if this feels too high, you can always scoot your elbows more forward. That way you don't have such a lift on your chest. If it feels okay, push into your forearms, pull your belly in, and keep scooping up your heart. So your shoulders relax. You can even imagine here that you are dragging the floor back towards your body as you pull your heart forward to traction your lower back too. Stretch through your toenails. Create a lot of space. Good. If you like, you can take your gaze over your right shoulder. And over your left shoulder. Back through center. From here, take your right hand behind your left elbow, palm face up. Push into your left arm so you have support here, and thread your right arm through. Lower your right shoulder, lower your forehead or your right cheek. Kind of like those thread the needles we did earlier. And you can take your left arm forward if you'd like a little bit more. Just kind of getting heavy. Breathing deeply. Bone heavy in your chest and your hips and your head. Smooth, complete Ujjayi breath into every little nook and cranny of your body. You could stay, you could interlace your fingers together and kind of give a little tug. You might bring your left knee out to the left side, like a tree pose or a little frog.
And with your left knee out to the side, like that little tree or that little frog, we're gonna take it into a twist from here. So you'll just take your left arm, the one that's on top, reach it up behind you. Remember, it's not coming from your shoulder, right? It's still coming from your rib cage. Rolling yourself open until your upper back finds the floor behind you. Your arm. You can reach your arms wide like a T. You can reach your arm up behind you. You can even just have your hand on your side. Big deep breaths. And when you're ready, go ahead, unwind back onto your tummy. You can have arms along your sides. You might even reach your arms forward if you want like a little stretch for your lats. And then slide your elbows back into your Sphinx pose, just passing through, just prep. And your chest lifted, left palm behind your right elbow, palm face up. Push into your right hand so you have support, and then thread your left arm through. Lower your left shoulder, forehead to the floor, and extend your right arm forward if you'd like a little more. And heavy in your chest, heavy in your hips. These first few breaths here, nothing to do, nothing to make happen. You can stay, you can stack right hand over left. Extend your left cheek if you like. And eventually letting your right knee come out to the side with a little tree pose. Little frog. And then when you're ready, take your top arm, your right arm, and as you try to turn your chest to the ceiling, let your right arm just kind of unfurl behind you into your twist. Looking up or looking over your right shoulder. Breathing big into that space between your ribs, space between your vertebrae. Even here, noticing if your teeth are touching, unhinge your jaw. Soften your cheeks. A big breath in, and a full breath out. And roll back onto your tummy as you're ready, either arms back along your sides, or again, you can reach your arms forward, stretch your toes backward, really extend through your lats, your serratics. And later from where you are, you're just gonna roll onto your back. So kind of flip yourself all the way over, shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Once you're on your back, hug your knees up to your chest. Keep your head on the floor, your shoulders on the floor. Interlace your fingers. You can just hug your shins underneath your knees. Even here, notice if your chin is jutting back, right? You can give yourself that little assist. Kind of pull the back of your skull, right? So you have room, so you have space. Rock a little side to side. Turn it into happy baby pose by grabbing your feet any way you like, or grabbing your toes. Take your heels wide, knees wide. Keep pulling your shoulder blades down into the ground, pressing the back of your skull into the ground, backs of your hips into the ground. Alright, give your knees a final squeeze, hug them in. If you'd like to, from here, you can keep hugging your knees, or you can grab your feet and
and bring them all the way back behind your head for a plow variation. Notice here that I'm keeping my chin away from my chest. It's just a big stretch on the back of my body, back of my neck. Big deep breath. And when you're ready, unfurl, unravel, curl yourself all the way down to the floor. Take a full body stretch out. Oh, and let your arms come down along your sides. Shimmy your shoulders underneath your chest. Rock your head a little, left to right. Take a big breath in through your nose, hold it in, and then open your mouth, side out. Dropping in, Shavasana. Just falling back into lockstep with that endless ebb and flow of letting go, of letting out, of releasing out all of the things in your space that are no longer yours to carry or to hold. Maybe never were. And an endless process with every single out breath. Lightening the load. And every new breath, taking in, inviting in, soaking in all you're ready to receive. And so take a nourishing breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, cleanse it out, let it go. Start to wiggle fingers and toes. You might even rock your head a little side to side. If you'd like one of those full body stretches. And then eventually making your way onto your side. A few moments of rest to collect yourself. Taking your time, still leading from center up into your seat. It could be on your cushions, it could be on your blanket, whatever you like. Sitting tall, spacious, connected. Take a final roll of your neck, one direction, the other. When you're ready, bring your hands together over your heart. A breath in. And letting go, breath out. One on. And the light in me honors and sees and adores the light in you. Thank you so much for carving out this time to be in your practice. Please take it with you.